And from then on, this socialism, the anarchist socialism, it was guild socialism, and then people like Cole and Russell developed an idea called guild socialism. And the idea was, in order to destroy capitalist society, they say the key element is not the gold currency, is not the markets, is the guilds. I disagree, but that's how they saw it. This is how important it is, according to them. And what they saw, this is the perfect society, it's the democratic society. There's no ministers. What you have is a vertical representation of society. So the people doing what they do, represented by their own people. The shoemaker, with the sheikh of the shoemaker, he's the minister of shoemaking, except he's not called a minister. He's a counselor inside the council, regulating their own affairs, not somebody else's. There is no political parties, there is guilds. I'm represented in the council through what I do, by the people that I represent. And then the council is the council of the sheikh, of the sultan. And that's how Islamic societies were done. And this idea of vertical representation rather than representatives, I bought somebody and there he boats another one, which is, it means that it means this idea of vertical representation of society is what they saw as pure democracy. Concept that they do not matter to us. I am only telling you this thing in order to show you that there was within the anti-capitalist movement already hints to see that the guilds have a critical element in the elimination of capitalism. Needless to say, there is nobody in Malay society who knows about guild socialism. But how many people have been educated in London School of Economics? Oh, there is a pile of them. That's why we get educated. And then you say, no, but I know the West. No, you don't know the West. You know the West that they have taught you. And 4 years in a crappy university in Britain doesn't give you access to the West. So don't come and tell me you know the West. Okay? And anyway, it better you don't. You concentrate on understanding Islamic law, and then you have a chance of understanding your own society. And this is where some people have said to be educated in this time is worse. It's almost better not to be educated. And then that comes to the point of what do we do with our children? How do we educate them? Yes, but we have to comply. Yes, but you have to comply, and you have to say to yourself, I'm creating a monster. I give him a good education, but he will have no taqwa. And we still do it. And we still do it. And they're gone. And then we say, but he's gone. Yeah, but you have done it. You have done it. You have done it. Do you think, don't you understand, that this way of inquiry, this way of thinking that they are being taught in the universities is not pure kufr? And then you wonder, especially if he succeeds, the failures, significantly, they are the people who have a chance. But it's the successful, intelligent man who becomes the Islamic banker of the future. I have many of them come to me. And the parents come to me that I'm sending my child to Malaysia to learn Islamic banking. A very prominent mufti from Kazakhstan sent me his grandson, and he was asking me, could you help him? You want me to help your grandson to achieve Islamic banking knowledge? I said, but you know who I am? I said to him. He said, yeah, I know, but he wants to. This is what is going on. Now, you know that there is a model. You know that this model is based on the amal of the Ahl al-Medina. You know that if you want to see the characteristic of these things, you will not find them in Britain, but you will find them in our history, particularly, more likely to find it in our great Muslim cities of the past. And when you look at it, you find patterns, and these patterns give you the model. And once you have that, the most important thing comes to you. You have to do it. And this is the big thing. This is the big thing. You have to do it. And then you say, but I can't. Of course you can't. Nobody's saying that you can't. I can't doesn't mean I cannot act. I can't is the condition to act. Because if you can, if you say, I'm going to do what I can, is so pathetically helpless, you end up doing an Islamic bank. No, you act on the knowledge that you can't. What you have to do must not be possible. And I say, oh, you're asking me to do something impossible. No, I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm asking you to trust that Allah can do what you can't. And you are here a follower, and you are here to submit to His will, not to declare yours. You are not here to say, this is what I can do, and then you pardon yourself because I did right. But you didn't do that. Yeah, but I couldn't. And why you couldn't? Because I that, and that, and that, and that, and that. If you can tell me that, that's fine. One day, you will have to say it to somebody else. That day, you will not be able to open your mouth. Because that day, the veils will be removed. And that day is why we're here today. For that day, to remind you that that day exists. Truly, is coming to you. Truly, don't hang on to this world. For there is another one that matters. And it's for that that we are here. Don't be so blind. And fight with yourselves, not with this world, with yourselves, to find the courage to act. For there is something that can be done. Omar Asmon has found it because he is growing. You find it yourselves. For there is always a path for each one of us, and you have to see it. And when the first little trouble comes into your place, don't say, but I couldn't because there was a little grain. For that grain was put there to teach you how to jump, to make you stronger, to clear your mind, to uplift your soul, to bring you closer. This is Tasawwuf. This is the affair. So if somebody says, but the guilds are impossible, then you say, this is it. Like Gimli in the Lord of the Rings, when he is asked to go to the battle, and he said, failure is guaranteed, death is a certainty, therefore I go. That's it. He said, no, I will only go if everything is clear, the enemy is defeated, and there is a red carpet in front of me. You can be waiting for the red carpet, but wait for the Mahdi. There is a couple of people there who will give you access to the Mahdi. They are sheikhs, that they speak with the Mahdi, and they tell you, it's coming next week. And then the people wait desperately for the next week. And the week passes and he doesn't come. But it doesn't matter. Because when you are absorbed in such idioticity, all you have to say is, no, it's next year. It's in October. I said, oh gosh, it's October. Yeah. You carry on. I think because the Shaykh has a big spiritual wisdom. He speaks with the Mahdi. And whoever buys this crap, is buying the nonsense of charlatans. And there are plenty of them. Because in this society, they like charlatans. Because they are easy. These charlatans, they can make you feel good. But only just in as much as hypocrites, they pat each other in the back. This is not a path of easiness in that way. It's a path of easiness in the inward, but not in the outward. We are battling, because our motto is Allah. We have traded with Allah this miserable world for the Akhirah. We trade it willingly. We said, for you Allah, we want it for you nothing else. And this is who we are, people who have traded this miserable world for the next one. And we take from here the glory and the light of Him. And He rewards us with wisdom and certainty. And it's the certainty which is the pleasure of this world, the only one. It's that taste of closeness with Him, that's what we are here for. And I'm here only to tell you what I've been told by my shaykhs, who comes from other shaykhs, who have gathered and they have shared this affair. And it's for you to benefit from it and to find courage within yourself. For everything will distract you. You have to be focused. You have to be focused. And when you find somebody doing something spectacular, follow him, stay with them, take with them, help them, from them to benefit. And that's how it goes. So with this we conclude these two talks on the Imarat and the guilds. I have not told you the subject, but only to hint you into the importance of the subject, so that you can work it out, read and study. And when you find questions, because you will find a lot of people saying the official story will be, it's a thing of the past that we're a monopoly and we destroy the monopoly. Imagine, they're calling monopoly when all they created is super monopolies. These super corporations, they are insanity. Insanity, owned by capital, not by the workers. That's what they have achieved. Enslaved the world in a massive way, unheard of it before. And yet, they give reason to the madness. Like they give reason to your ringgit. Even though the whole thing is mad, absolutely insane. But they still give reason to it. Because to give reason is easy. I can justify murder. I can justify genocide with reason. All I have to do is to switch off my heart. We are not that people. We are not so easily persuaded. Not so easily persuaded by idioticities. Because we have a heart. We train our heart to become aware. And when somebody says something like that, we just don't say, wow, but yeah, you are right. But you look with the heart and you understand. This is our societies, this is how they were. This is how everything comes together. There is a template. This is the template. This is part of the template. This is muamalat. Our revolution is the return of muamalat. This is what we do. And we say, we can't. But we say, we can't, but Allah can. And I trust Him. And I will follow Him. And I will do anything. Because He can. Not based on my hands. Not limited by my hands. But following Him. In whatever Allah takes me. To whatever He wants me to do. To the highest of the possibilities that they came across me. For that, for this affair is subtle. It will change like this, very fast. And we are looking for that. And nothing else. Not a word of this world. But only His, which is the one that matters. And when you put that into your heart, you will see differently. And where today you find I can do 2 things, you will find you can do 20, and then 1,000, and then everything. For when you are free for this world, you are truly free. But if you fear this world, you are a slave of this world. And if you want to eliminate the fears of this world, there is only one way. Fear is eliminated with more fear. Fear of Allah. Have so much fear of Allah That when you have fear of this little world, whatever it is, you say, yes, no, I know, I understand there is fear there, but I have no space in my heart because I fear Allah so much. I don't care about that. That's how you deal with it. Love of Allah, fear of Allah. This is the path of Tasawwuf. It's not strange that the people who are speaking these matters of muamalat are Sufis. For the people of reason who have failed to reason, fallen to reason, they're speaking Islamic banks and Islamic constitutions and Islamic democracy and Islamic states. They are the sons of Abdu, a little shaitan who crawled into the feet of the kuffar, and then he was nothing in the society. He was made into a figure by this other tiny little shaitan called Rashid Reda, and what followed is just history. And when I say these words, many people will be offended. Many. But somebody has to say it. And certainly, somebody has today. Muamalat can be done. Whoever puts it in doubt, very simple. Munafiqun. The challenge is how to do it. To find the place. To strike with force. To do the right thing at the right time. To understand the moment and what comes before what. And this is why we seek Allah's light and guidance. For there is no other way. There is no other source of knowledge but Him. Everything comes from Him. Everything comes from knowledge of Allah. Everything comes from you repeating in silence, in your heart and with your mouth, lying and sitting and standing the name of Allah, in praying at night, in the additional prayers, in reaching to Him, and fight Sharia and Haqiqah. This is the path of Tasawwuf. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.